Hey guys, this is Garrett McLaughlin, back again for the next edition of Mobility Monday. Here again with Seth, who's going to help us out with the video today. What we're looking at, we're moving up the kinetic chain, this time looking at the thoracic spine. So if you think of that mid to upper part of the back here, again above the low back, it's up to the scapula and the shoulder blades here, that's a thoracic spine. Again, this is a very common area. A lot of people becoming restricted, especially Seth, who sits here at the front desk a lot throughout the day. He's more hunched forward, kind of into a rounded posture, which over time, we fall victim to this position, whether we're driving, sitting for long periods of time, depending on what kind of job you have. You're sitting at a desk, we get more rounded through the thoracic spine, so we lose the ability to really extend, and especially when it comes to any kind of overhead movement. If we're rounded forward here and we go to lift overhead, we really lose a lot of range of motion to get that arm all the way up, and it does cause a lot of shoulder injury. So what we're going to look at here, we're going to evaluate or assess, show you how to self-assess the thoracic spine, looking for extension and rotation, and then show you a few different ways to help correct that. So to run through the test first, what we're going to do is we're going to use the door here. Typically I like to use a door jamb just because it's a little thicker. I got this from Greg Cook's, the self-mobility screen. So what he's going to do is hold the PVC pipe right across and cross the arms. So hands are going to be on opposite shoulder, like that, hold it in place. So he's not pressing on the throat, he's slightly forward here, kind of like in a front squat position with the arms crossed, elbows are staying up. So with a nice tall back, what he's going to do is turn and rotate as far as he can. So you can see going to the left here, he still has a good 6-7 inches. He can't get that PVC pipe to the door. Same exact thing on going to the right side. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for him to get pretty close to that door. Again, we can give him a little bit of space here just because typically it's to the door jamb, which is a little wider, but obviously he can't get there. Again, I had a woman last night who we tried the same test on. She can get there no problem going to the right, but when she rotated to the left, there was a big difference. She really couldn't get that full rotation. So correcting any kind of asymmetry is important first, and then if you still can't get there on both sides, again, restoring both sides is important. So what we're going to do next, we're going to go and just use the foam roller, and he's going to help mobilize or loosen up the thoracic spine. So pretty basic here. He's trying to stay away from the lumbar spine and just focus just above that low back through the shoulder blades. So lifting the hips up off the ground slightly, nice and slow, rolling through, and nice and easy all the way up from the shoulders. Nice and controlled, stopping just above that low back there and going back. So he's going to do a few repetitions here. Again, spend as much time as you need, nice and slow, just trying to loosen up that thoracic spine before we do any kind of mobility drills to that. So next thing, what he's going to do, he's going to roll over and go into what's called the prone press up. So in this position, typically, I see a lot of people going too far here. So if he's face down, he's just going to go nice and easy up onto the forearms. Big tendency is, as most people create a lot of motion through the lumbar spine here. What we want to do is actually try to let this upper spine sag down here and get a little more extension through there. I like to put people in this position first because it tends to help loosen up a little more before we go ahead and move through range of motion. So as you're sitting in this position, really trying to focus above the lower back, up through the shoulder blades, trying to get some nice arch there through the thoracic spine. Nice deep breaths. Typically the breathing here will release any kind of stiffness and tension that's held, and he can sink into that a little more. Once we finish that, again, you can hold it as long as you want, pretty basic there. We're going to go into what's called the rib roll. So if he rolls on his side, supporting the head, so we always want the neck to be in a neutral position. So with this top leg, we're going to bring the top leg up and plant it right on top of something. So foam roller here, a little higher. Okay, so foam roller here. With these legs or that top leg pulled up, we tend to limit any kind of lumbar motion. So you want to put this hip into some degree of flexion, will help keep the low back in a good position. He's going to hold his rib cage with this left arm onto the right side of his rib cage. Nice deep breath as he breathes and exhales. He's going to drop, rotate, try to rotate this shoulder towards the ground as his head rotates and looks the direction he's moving towards, and trying to go as far as possible without letting this knee lift up. So he's going to try to push those limits to the point where that knee starts to lift up, and he's going to stop at that point. So nice deep breath, exhale, rotate, good. Trying to get all that motion through the upper thoracic spine, not the lower back, and going through a few reps right there. So that's our next thing there, going through the rib roll. Again, both sides. If there was any kind of asymmetry, again, doing whichever side was more limited first, trying to equal out the range of motion or the mobility in the thoracic spine, and then moving on from there. Next thing what he's going to do is to roll over into what's called quadruped thoracic spine rotation. Again, similar exercise here, but now he's in the quadruped position, so on all fours. So here, quadruped, sit back on the heels, coming down, touching the opposite knee, and up and rotating as far as he can, trying to get the elbow towards the ceiling. So same principle, sitting back on the heels a little more. Good, keep that lumbar spine locked in a good position. Left arm comes under, touches the opposite knee. He's going to go up as high as he can, try to rotate, eyes look at the elbow at the top, and then come back down. So you can as well here incorporate some breathing into this one. Again, it's always good to work on a good diaphragmatic breath as you go through those mobility drills, especially through the spine, thoracic spine in particular. So same thing here, any asymmetries can hit that side a few more times, try to even out, but something that can be done on both sides. So there's a quick self-assessment. Again, run through your self-mobility screen on the wall. Try to see if you are limited through thoracic rotation. Go in foam roll, go in the prone press up, try to increase some extension through the spine, and then work on those few rotational drills. Again, very important thing as we start to age, and gravity is going to continues to pull us down here into this flex position, so help to get up nice and tall, work through the thoracic spine to make sure we have enough range of motion, and really keep that upper back, shoulders, and lower back as well functioning the right way. So there you guys, thanks for checking out Mobility Monday, and I'll see you next week.